Hello again guys, and welcome back to the fourth and final instalment of my 2019 fireworks stash. I made a trip up to Sarge and Neil in Manchester and Blackpool respectively, and they've really sorted me out with some top quality fireworks. So we'll have a quick run through and look at each of them. Not everything here is going to go into my show. There simply isn't enough space, and the show would just drag and it would be too long, and so a lot of it will be saved for either next year or birthday parties or other displays that I have penciled in. So we'll get underway, and we'll start with my current favourite brand, potentially going to change as we'll see in the video. A Celtic Hong Kong candle. They were new a couple of years ago. Had a few last year. A lot of people have got these. Quite nice little candles, fairly cheap. I went for the crackling version. I've got 3 of them, and they'll go up in a trident near the start of the show. The crackling ones don't go quite as high, but I prefer the crackling effect. It's a little bit noisier than just candles, which can tend to be lost. At least they were last year. So yeah, three of those. Sticking with the candles, we've got some more Celtic candles in Wap and Bam. 2 there and 2 there. So really nice little 56 shot candle. I had some last year. A lot of people use these. Really nice little candles. The effects are always really good. I know a lot of shows professional shows will use these candles or similar candles to this. How much powder has it got in it? Oh, if it'll focus. No, it won't. 140 grams of powder in that, and probably the same in the BAM candle. They'll go up somewhere near the start from the central firing position in a nice V shape. So that should look quite nice. And then we've got some more 56 shot candles here. New this year, of course, from Vivid. We've got the special white strobe version. Apologies for the out of focus camera. So there's not quite as much powder in these, 115 grams. Got 4 of those, and they'll go up right near the start. Really nice strobing star as it rises. Looks really nice, and will match the first firework that I will be firing, which will be these Yorgay strobes. Again, had them last year. Really nice, really bright. Nice cheap little way to add a little bit of ambience to the show, to sort of get people excited and build the anticipation up a little bit. So that should look quite nice. And then in the middle we've also got some more Vivid fireworks, in this case the 3-inch ball head rockets, which I believe they've modelled off of some of their professional shells. How good they look I don't know. I've seen the video once, I can't recall the effect. But there's 507 grams of powder in the packet, which works out at about 160 grams of powder in each rocket. So they'll be nice and punchy. Got those from Sarge today, and he was kind enough to throw in 2 Celtic Meteor rockets, which I've not had and I've not seen the video of. So I'm looking forward to lighting them. They won't go in the show, they'll go up near the end of the setup when it gets dark, so I can test the conditions. And when I say test the conditions, I mean have a little bit of fun and mess around with fireworks, because that's what we like to do. So they'll look nice going up at some point in the evening. And we'll start, I guess, in the middle here on the cakes. So lightning strike and 4 weapon Gs. 2 lightning strikes rather. Exactly the same firework. There's no difference between them other than the wrapping and where they're sold. The pricing about the same. Powder content's exactly the same. Part number on the firework, if you look on the shipping containers and so on, are exactly the same. I just wanted to see what they look like, if there was any difference, see what they look like in the flesh. Obviously I've had Weapon G before, but not Lightning Strike, so I thought I'd treat myself to a case of those. So they'll go up in the finale. Not all 6 as impressive and spectacular as that would be. It'll just be the 1 Lightning Strike in the middle and the 2 Weapon Gs slightly fanned out either side to kickstart the finale off. The other 3 I'll be saving for another show at some point, either later this year, New Year's, or just saving them for next year's show. So that'll look really nice. Then if we go to the left, we've got Furious Angels. 2 of these, again, 1 on either side of this beautifully arranged symmetrical fireworks stash. Got to get those pictures. Furious Angels from Prime Pyrotechnics is new to the market this year. And it's essentially a howling cake that rises to a salute, and apparently these go very, very high. Now it says down there 35 meters if the camera would focus. It reads 35 meters, which works out at sort of 120 feet, which is quite high up, considering some of the larger rockets go about 150 feet. So nice and loud, of course. Salutes, like Skybreaker, very noisy cake. And this will go in the finale along with Dum Bum. Dum Bum's obviously firing fairly low level, so these will be breaking over the top. So more salutes over the top, and they'll be a lot higher. So it adds some layers, and it adds a different sound as well, just to add to the noise and chaos of the finale. Above that, another primed pyrotechnics piece that many of you will know. Skybreaker is a 36 shot cake. I couldn't tell you the exact effect, though I'd guess it's something along the lines of a salute with time rain or something like that. Fires in banks of 3. 2 of those again, and that'll go in the false finale along with Angry Tigers, which we saw in a previous video from Epic. So yeah, that should go quite nicely. I've had a Skybreaker before, and they're always impressive, always really, really loud, very punchy firework. And the price that I managed to get these for was, well, it would have been silly if I'd have turned it down. So yeah, 2 of those, really looking forward to setting those off in the false finale, and then bringing it back to sort of less punchy, almost comical really. Fireflies, I had one similar last year in Hummeroids. I can't remember who made Hummeroids. Pyro King, that was the one, the guys down at Fireworks Crazy. But this is from Absolute Fireworks, basically their version. A couple of coloured stars, and it makes a funny zipping, whizzing noise. 2 of those, so I had one last year. The effects were really good, they worked really well, so I'm hoping that 2 will just basically double up on those effects. A little bit more colour, a little bit more fast-paced with 2 going off, and of course more funny noises, more chances for them to work properly and make that funny zipping noise. So they'll go up near the start, and they should be really nice. Always a nice little break in the show to have those. Back to Celtic Fireworks with fork handles, firework I've not had before, but I've only heard good things about. So this is a whistling and crosshead cake. Watch the video. Really, really unique firework, this, definitely. Always one I've wanted to have, but I've never really had the... I never really just got around to choosing it. I always ended up choosing something else. So, yep, another Celtic firework to add to my bucket list, or rather to tick off my bucket list. Either side, the Dark Demolisher, you'll have seen in, I think it was my first video, I had one of these, and these are the other 2. I managed to get them collected from Sarge this time. Obviously, you know they're going up right at the end as the final hurrah of the finale, so 3 of those going off should look rather spectacular. Above that, another Celtic cake, new this year, Twisty Bangers. It's a 19 shot cake. It's a lot smaller than I realised. I thought it was going to be the same size as Dark Demolisher, but it's not. I think it's another dump cake. I can't remember too well off the top of my head. I think it's got maybe a couple of noisy breaks, and what else is in it? I can't remember. Some flying fish effects maybe. I'm sure you'll be able to YouTube it and find out. But they look quite nice. They were fairly inexpensive, so I thought I'd try some of the new dump cakes that they've got. And then another for this year, I believe, in Twilight Zone. Nice little 25 shot. I think it's 25mm. That will go somewhere near the start as one of the first cakes in the show. I think there's nearly 500 grams of powder in that, if I remember right. If we have a look there, what is that? Oh no, sorry, 400 grams of powder. So 400 grams in a firework of that size, I think is pretty impressive. Nice weight to it as well, definitely. But yeah, 2 of those, of course. And then a staple of pretty much every show that I've ever done has been Stinger. 3 more of these, of course, and they'll be going in the same manner as last year. Central firing position, and all 3 going off at once, with the 2 outer ones fanned, of course. So yeah, that's all the bulk of it. Oh, I forgot the bits at the side. There's too many fireworks for me to keep track of. So yeah, Stinger, one of my favourite fireworks of all time. Though I believe Your Gay, is it, have just brought out a firework called Eden, which is similar, nice bright colourful crossettes, and that looks very, very impressive. A little bit more expensive. I might be buying that for New Year's so that I can compare the 2 and see if Stinger will finally be replaced as replaced by something as my favourite crossette cake, but that remains to be seen. So we'll go over to the sides. Another large Vivid fan. They have a lot of fan cakes, which kind of works well because it means you can get away with using a single one in a show from a central firing position. This one will not be used in the show. Can't really read that writing, but this is Pt.4, which is a crackling crossette cake off the top of my head. 960 grams of powder, great big firework, really heavy, really weighty, 30mm, like most of Vivid's cakes are. Really professional looking, and I believe, I haven't actually delved in there yet, but somewhere under here, certainly feels like there is somewhere. They have an e-match port, so for those using firing systems, you can just plug your electric match, your initiator, straight into it, which is really useful. You can tell they're aimed at certainly the enthusiast types that already have their own firing systems and hundreds, if not thousands, of pounds invested into fireworks. Underneath that, we've got Prestigious Pyrotechnics Frenzy, which is essentially those fireworks there, Lightning Strike and Weapon G, but they've fanned it out and they've fused it even faster. And Frenzy is definitely an apt description. Really fast-paced, really good finale firework. I would have had it in my finale this year if I hadn't have decided it so late. I've already designed my finale. Unfortunately, this doesn't make it, so this will have to be saved for another time. But yeah, two of those. Sarge persuaded me to invest in those, so really looking forward to whenever it is I get to light those off. Underneath that, another new one for this year from Celtic, Die in the Sky, one of their 49 shot cakes. I don't think they've got any other 49 shot cakes, I think, other than Goldfinger underneath it. But 49 shot, 30mm, really heavy, max weight, 990 odd grams of powder. Die in the Sky is a really nice colourful firework. I think there's several different effects, and I think off the top of my head it's a ghost effect, which I've not had before, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then Goldfinger this is my baby. This is the firework I've been looking forward to the most out of all of them. Celtic Fireworks Goldfinger, the sister to Die in the Sky, again max weight, but this is a single effect firework of a really nice deep gold willow with blue stars, and I very much like gold willows and I very much like blue stars, so it's a rather good combination. Of course, two more over there, so they'll be going off towards the end of the show. Really nice big punchy fireworks. And then the final one, if I can just clamber over, apologies, the final Vivid fan cake that I've got, and this will be going in the show. This will be as part of the false finale. 990 grams of powder, and it's Viv 50Z002, which off the top of my head is a very fast firing cake. I'll have to double check before I set it all up tomorrow. Very fast firing cake, 50 shots of course, 30mm, and I think it's some kind of crackling effect. I've seen it described as, what did they call it? Chrysanthemum spiders or something like that. But it's very fast paced, and it should bring the false finale to a convincing close, unlike last year, so that I can really hit them with a rather salute heavy finale, shall we say. We'll leave it at that, and I'll explain the video of, I'll explain the stash in I'll explain the show video of actually what I'm going to fire and in what order in another video. I'll film that right after I've packed all of this lot away. So that is my final stash of this year. Another bootload of fireworks, literally. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hope this wasn't too long for you. I tried not to drag on and talk too long, just to show you what I've got. But yeah, thanks very much for watching all the videos. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you like all the other fireworks people, then there's no reason why you can't like me, I should hope. But yeah, so hopefully I'll see you in the next video. If you stick around, I will have hopefully 2 more up very soon. So thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Cheers.